Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to My Golf DNA, where we are out here on the range today for Tour Pro Tuesday because we're going to be helping you solve one very nagging problem with your takeaway and your backswing that so many of you, and I mean so many of you, battle with. And that's getting the club to the inside, the hands and arms to the inside, getting into that deeper position at the top of the backswing that forces you to either reroute or come down way too far from the inside. I see a lot of you, and I see a lot of you as of late. And there's a big misconception on how to fix this because a lot of you start to do it by making one really critical mistake early on, and that's pushing your arms out away from your body and elevating them before you start the other processes that need to take place. Remember, it's weight shift and body turn that lead this spirit ship, if you will. And if you think about vertical natured movement breeding vertical natured movement and horizontal natured movement breeding horizontal natured movement on the way down, then you'll have a pretty good understanding of how I'm going to get you to fix this here today. So here's what we're going to do in step one. The first thing is we're going to just train ourselves how to get this engine started properly with our weight shift and our body turn and the small wrist function that's going to feel very robust because I'm going to make you overdo it. We're actually going to leave the arm elevation out of the mix completely because a lot of you at home will start to create a very big push movement that then eventually gets linked up to your body turn and creates a big old catastrophe on your hands. So the way I've got this drill set up is I've got an alignment stick on the ground that's going to be parallel to my foot line. I've got a golf ball down on the ground that's going to be in line with the logo on my chest. And then this line that's coming off my trail foot straight back that's parallel to my foot line, this is the line that we're going to call our depth line. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to make sure that we understand that the only functions that your lead arm and your lead wrist have and your takeaway and your backswing is exactly what I'm demonstrating right now. Is it elevates, so this is arm elevation that's being facilitated by the muscles in the shoulder, okay? We have wrist set, which is allowing the toe of the club to move directly up to the sky, and that's it. Those two vertical natured movements are what you have to have in your golf swing if you want to get yourself into a good spot at the top of the swing and you want to see that your arms don't come down into a stuck position. But that movement lives inside of what we call our body turn. And that body turn is helping rebalance your equation so it doesn't just feel like vertical natured movement. So we're going to eliminate in step number one any sort of big arm function here. And we're just going to focus on getting our weight shift and our body turn and a whole lot of vertical natured movement from the club head. So here's how I want you to do it. I want you to grab your favorite 6-iron out of your bag. I want you to choke way down on it because the club's going to be pretty heavy. And I want you to maintain the connection here between the bicep and your chest. And all I want you to do is I want you to shift your pressure to your trail foot and turn your chest back to where your hand gets outside of your trail foot. And I want you to move the toe of the club up to the sky as much as you possibly can. So it's going to look just like this. Now, I know a lot of you at home are thinking, well, that is just way too much wrist set. That's going to force me to start to throw the club way too early. And rightfully so. But this movement right here is something that your inside takeaway or your flat arm position is lacking. It generally stems from your lead wrist starting to flatten off too quickly because your lead side's pushing it back. So you want to start to train yourself to feel something of abundance here at first that we're going to tone back as we start to get into step two, when we start to rebalance your equation. So we're going to do about 25 reps that are going to be done perfect. Bicep and chest stay connected from a good setup position. Toe of the club up to the sky. So you're turning your chest back, getting the club up to the sky. Your hand should be kind of on top of your toe line, and the club head should be almost at shoulder height here. And if you can do 25 reps, just like I'm demonstrating, then you are ready to start taking on the second step of step number one. Notice how my hand and arm are not high here. I've just turned my body. I've got no elevation. I don't feel my bicep trying to ride up the side of my chest. I'm just keeping that connection point there. And now I'm ready to start adding in my trail side to help make this a little bit easier. So I've got my 20 to 25 reps done. I'm going to do another 20 to 25 reps where my trail hand, my right hand in this case, is going to be following along. So I'm just going to touch the side of the club, and I'm going to still think about the connection with my lead bicep and chest, and I'm going to turn and set the club. So toe of the club is swinging up to the sky perfectly. Okay, my left hand is really low. I turned my chest, I didn't raise my arms. And every one of you at home that has an inside swing is going to swear that you feel dramatically to the inside, but when you look at it on camera, you're going to be very surprised. So left bicep and chest, 20 to 25 reps. So it's weight shift, turn the chest, set the club. Feel that toe of the club going right up to the sky. Now I'm ready to start finishing this thing off. Now, the depth line here, this is going to be your friend. When you're set up over the golf ball in step number 2 here, you're going to make sure that when you get your movement from that takeaway position up to the top of the swing and you finish off your body turn, is you're going to try your very best from your peripheral vision to keep your hands and your arms and your club head in front of this line up to the top. A lot of you at home are going to feel like you're zombies walking all over the place with your arms way too far out in front of you. But remember, if your body turn is trying to get to that full 90-degree mark and you're just picking those hands and arms up and keeping the club head out in front of this line, you're going to be very surprised to see how good your backswing looks. So we're going to do 25 reps, and I'm going to move the ball out of here because we're going to be making some downswings here if we land in the right spot that are going to be broken into 2 pieces. So takeaway, club up, turn, arms and club head in front of that line. If it feels like it's the right spot, I'm going to swing through. Now, the key here when you do this is to think about from the takeaway that your left bicep is lifting up above your chest, not getting across your chest. That's the big key. So let's go ahead and take our setup. Turn, set the club. Finish your turn, bicep above the chest. Swing through. You're going to feel like you're swinging over the top. You're going to feel like your golf swing is not even you anymore. That's what we want when you want to make swing change. Turn the chest, set the club. Bicep up above the chest, swing through. Okay? Keep going until you get to that magic rep of 25. So you've just done a really good warm-up. You've got a better connection to the lead wrist. You know how the lead bicep is supposed to be raising up above the chest. You can use this little reference point drill to help you out. It's not going to feel right. It shouldn't feel right. But now's the time that we start trying to put this stuff to the test and see what we're made of. We're not going to have the 2 positions though. We're going to see ourselves moving smoothly up to the top, and then we're just going to go ahead and let things happen on the way down. We're going to start hitting some golf shots. Now, I would always suggest that you do 1, maybe 2 practice swings before you hit each golf ball. And I want you to try to visualize and feel exactly what you just kind of put together in your brain here. And you want to back check these things on camera periodically to kind of see where you're at. So I'm going to go ahead and take my setup. Okay. Watch how I practice this now. So I'm going to do bicep up, swing through. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a small or a slow swing, trying to feel it all happen together. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit a shot. Seeing the wrist position and the bicep raising up above the chest. Hit that really good. Yes, I'm using a tee because it's easier when you're using alignment sticks to be able to hit out of the same spot. Plus it helps you kind of take the hit aspect out of the swing. It gets you really focused on the movements. So again, I'm going to go ahead, take away, abundance of set, club heads up to the sky, bicep up above the chest, swing through. I'm going to make a reality-like swing, a real-like swing. So it looks smoother in the wrist set department when you start adding in the fluidity to it. So the big key for every one of you at home to remember is we don't want to push the arms out away from the body. We want the arms to stay underneath us. Start to set the club and then lift that bicep above the chest and keep the hands and arms and the club out in front of your depth line. Push yourself. There's a fine line that every one of you at home has to kind of dance on when it comes to making swing change. Do you really want to make a change? And are you able to be able to push yourself outside of that comfort zone so that you can actually hit real golf shots and see a change show up on camera? These changes feel so significant, but show up so small on camera. And having this ball down here is a giant distraction. But if you do it in this order, left bicep, left wrist setting the club, and keeping that bicep moving up above the chest, you're gonna find yourself in a much better position to be able to play ball in your downward half. And now we can start working on the things that I know you wanna work on the most. Good luck, we'll see you guys in the next video.